Help me choose a mask for Halloween this year. Oh, this one right here, the haunted mask from Goosebumps. Should I try it on? Let's do it. This might work, actually. Yeah. The penguin mask. This thing's freaky. Billy the puppet from Saw. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I think it could work. Old man mask. I love bingo. No. Hannibal Lecter. Ooh. Frankenstein. Nah. Jason? Well, nah, that's bad. Nope. Pighead mask. I really like the look of this one. Actually, yeah, that could work. And finally, the Scarecrow. I love this one. Oh, hell yeah. Done and done. Let me know which one I should do.
In this video, you learn about the doll that comes to life and kills you.
I ain't ordered no crates.
What's this all about?
I didn't expect somebody to start talking.
Thank you for taking
care of my dolls.
Who are you? Always get with landlords. Feels like a curse.
Yo, what is happening? You moving too quick.
Well, at least let me see what we.
Why is there 3 crosses? What is that?
For God's sake, this crap's scary as hell. Why would someone even keep this at home?
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
That's better. At least now it's tied up. Oh, it's almost midnight. I need to go sleep.
No, bro. Do not take your eyes off that thing.
What the? Oh crap. Oh no. Oh no. No. Shit. I need to call the cops.
I got this really creepy package in the mail, and I'm kind of scared. What is that? There's a tape. It has my name on it. Ooh. I'm scared. Okay, I guess we'll play it. All right, here we go. God, what the hell is this?
May 4th, 2023. So over a year ago from today, around 11 a.m., the local police in Taiwan get a call. Hi, there's a man. He's fainted on the street near the apartment building. I don't really know what's going on. Just please hurry. It's a very vague phone call. Authorities rush to the apartment complex and clearly there's a medical emergency. They run down the sidewalk and there is a man. I mean, you could hardly say a man. He looks like a boy, a very young boy. He's laying mostly on this little grass patch next to the apartment building. His head is a little bit on the sidewalk. He's wearing black shorts, a black shirt. The police look at the guy next to the boy on the ground. He's 30. He's wearing this like red, white, and black shirt. What's going on? Are you the one that called? I live in this apartment building. I was just walking by and I saw him laying here like this and he's unresponsive. So they call in medical professionals. They rush the boy on the ground to the hospital. Doctors try resuscitating him multiple times, but after all the unsuccessful attempts, he is pronounced dead. The police don't even know this guy's name yet. They don't find a wallet or ID in his pocket. He's effectively a John Doe, ready to be taken to the morgue. The police conclude that John Doe likely passed away from an accident, slipped from a balcony or the roof, or passed by self-exit. There's clearly no signs of foul play. That's what they think. They do a brief, slightly non-existent sweep of the area, get all the witness statements that they can from all the residents that could have potentially heard or seen something, and they call it a day. John Doe's body is already at the morgue, ready to be cremated, when the police start getting some frantic calls. A woman named Chen starts freaking out, calling the police nonstop to file a missing persons report. My 18-year-old son, Lai, has been missing since this morning. I can't get in touch. I've tried calling. Nothing. He's not responding. The police ask what he was wearing. She responds, black shorts and a black shirt. And it's finally clicking in the police's mind. Okay, wait. The person that we picked up earlier earlier today, the one that passed away in front of the apartment building, maybe it's him. So they ask Chen to come to the morgue, and that's when she sees her child. It's her little boy, Lai, her 18-year-old son. The police try to tell her, we think he may have taken his own life. What are you saying? That can't be me. She's explaining to them, and she says this over and over again. Trust me, he would never do something like that. What are you saying to me right now? And she wants to know, what was he even doing in that apartment complex to begin with? This doesn't make any sense. You need to investigate.
What do you mean by that? He doesn't live there?
No, this is not where they live. They live in a 2-story house that's 60 years old. The police find out that's where his husband lives. And now Mother Chen is even more confused. You're talking about my 18-year-old son? Husband? Like, what do you mean husband? First of all, he's not gay. Second of all, he's not married. What husband are you talking about? The police pull up the records just 2 hours before he died. He went and got married to a man that lived in that very apartment building. I mean, there's just no way, right? 2 hours before he suspiciously dies. So Chen is demanding that the authorities look into it. None of this makes sense. First of all, who even is the husband? Second of all, whoever it is needs to be investigated, because just a week ago, Lai inherited $15.5 million. So this so-called husband now stands to inherit all of it.
Wow.
Here are 5 horror movies that are just way too scary to finish. Now before we get into that, if you love all things horror, all things spooky just as much as I do, be sure to hit that follow button. Audition follows a widower who takes an offer to screen girls at a special audition that was arranged for him by his friend in order for him to find a new wife. But the one girl that he fancies out of all of them is not exactly who she seems to be. And yeah, he finds himself in a terrifying situation. It's bloody, it's gory, it's gruesome. Fellas, don't ever do something like this because you may not find yourselves out of it. Check it out on Tubi. Cabin Fever follows 5 college graduates who rent a cabin in the woods to, of course, celebrate college graduation. However, they're unaware that there's this horrifying flesh-eating virus that eats away at them. And this attracts the attention of homicidal locals. So now they have 2 terrifying situations to deal with. Yeah, this wasn't the break they were expecting. All I'm gonna say is, if you're terrified of body horror movies, you may not be able to finish this one. Check this one out on Hulu. Now, Teeth is an odd one. It follows a high school girl who still doesn't know too much about her own body. However, she becomes the object of male violence, and she soon discovers something that she didn't know that she had. And she has the physical advantage of teeth down in that below area, if you know what I mean. Again, if you're someone who can't stomach body horror movies, I feel bad for you, because you definitely won't be able to finish this movie. Men, you may not be able to finish this movie as well. Also, check this one out on Tubi. Maris follows Ben, whose job is to guard partly destroyed areas at nighttime. While on his shifts, he sees strange images in the mirrors that are on these properties. After his sister is killed, he soon believes that there are dark forces that are out to get him. This is from the director of the Hills Have Eyes remake, so you already know that this movie is going to be terrifying as hell and scary. If you like them supernatural movies, check this one out on Plex. Event Horizon follows a rescue crew who are tasked with investigating a spaceship that has been missing for the past 7 years, and it just reappeared out of nowhere. And what they find on this spaceship is something out of their worst nightmares. If you love sci-fi horror movies, this is the one for you. Check it out on Hulu.
Although the sudden appearance of this girl is startling on its own, it's what happens earlier that's by far the most baffling. Immediately after arriving to the second floor, its door, for some reason, begins to open and close while staying on the same floor. But even stranger is that a faint voice is heard inside the elevator.
The first screening of Terrifier 3 had 9 people walk out during the controversial opening scene, and 1 person even vomited leaving the theater. It's reported that 2 more people also left during the movie due to the gore, but not during the opening scene. It is so intense that they're actually putting warnings outside of the theater. This film contains extreme violence and excessive gore. This is not shocking to me. Once they said that the actor who plays Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton, actually nearly vomited on set while they were filming the movie, I could only imagine what the audience reactions were going to be like. They have also confirmed that Terrifier 4 is in fact actually happening. I'm so excited for this. I don't know what the fate of any of the characters are in Terrifier 3 yet, but I really hope Sienna is going to be in both of them. Art the Clown has come a long way over the years. He started out in 2 short films way back in like 2008, I think it started. Then he was in the All Hallows Eve movies. Now Terrifier 1, 2, 3, and soon to be Terrifier 4. I really want to know what it is that's making people leave the theater. I want to know what it is so badly. I cannot wait.
This is the true story of the nun. For over 300 years, the Vatican has kept a dark secret: the embalmed head of a possessed nun. In 1742, a nun named Josephine Rosenthal mysteriously appeared pregnant, despite her insistence that she had never been with a man. Frustrated and confused, she underwent tests, and it was determined that she was still a virgin. Declared a divine case, her situation grew even stranger. Tragically, Josephine died while giving birth to her daughter, Maria Rosenthal. Maria, born a hermaphrodite, became the target of ridicule and hatred from the nuns and priests around her. Seen as demonic due to her condition, Maria's life turned into a nightmare. As whispers spread, church leaders devised a sinister plan to take Maria's life at 33, the same age as Jesus, disguising her death as divine. But the plan reached Maria's ears, and she chose to take her own life instead. After her death, the church ordered her head to be removed, embalmed, and sealed in a box marked with a cross. But Maria's story didn't end there. Soon after, her restless spirit began to appear in terrifying paranormal apparitions throughout the convent.
This mom revealed that she would allow her 13-year-old daughter to sleep in the same bed with her grown boyfriend. Let's talk about the new updates in the case of Meline Soto. Just to recap, on Sunday, February 25th, 2024, Meline had her 13th birthday party. A couple of her friends showed up. Her mother, Jennifer, was not able to show up because she had work. However, Jennifer's boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, was able to make it. After the party ended, everyone headed home. Later that night, everyone was getting ready for bed, and this is when Jennifer asked her 13-year-old daughter, Meline, to go sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom with Stefan. She said, quote, "She actually slept upstairs with Stefan. We have a guest bedroom. We were all going to sleep together in the same bed, but I needed some good sleep. I got a new job recently. I haven't been well rested. I needed some sleep, so I asked, hey, can you guys go to the guest bedroom upstairs?" Yes, she sent her teenage daughter to go sleep in the same bed all alone with this man. After sending Meline upstairs to go sleep with Stefan, Jennifer then went to bed all by herself. The next morning, on Monday, February 26th, Jennifer woke up and started getting ready for work. As she was doing this, she heard some noise around the house, and she just figured that it was Meline getting ready for school. She asked Stefan if he could do her the favor of taking Meline to school, and then she would pick her up later that day. However, when 4 p.m. rolled around and Jennifer showed up to pick up Meline from school, Meline wasn't there. In fact, she found out that her daughter never made it to class at all. She asked Stefan what happened, and Stefan said that he doesn't know what happened because he claims that he dropped her off across the street from her school sometime between 8:25 a.m. and 8:40 a.m. However, that wasn't true. Surveillance footage from the day Meline disappeared shows Stefan getting rid of her backpack by throwing it into a dumpster that was located inside their apartment's complex at 7:35 a.m. Authorities went to go search that dumpster, and yep, they found Medeline's backpack. On top of that, surveillance footage shows him at 8:19 a.m. returning to the apartment complex with Meline inside the car. However, detectives believe that in that footage, Meline was no longer alive. So, Stefan is claiming that he dropped Meline off sometime between 8:25 and 8:40 a.m., yet there's footage of him an hour earlier getting rid of her backpack and then driving with her body inside the car. Along with this incriminating evidence, police also found some incredibly disturbing evidence on Stefan's phone. I can't get into the full details here on TikTok. If you want to hear more, you guys can go to my YouTube channel. However, the images and clips that detectives found on his phone were related to child and unfortunately, the child in these images and videos was Meline. With this, Stefan was arrested on February 28th, and then just a few days later, on March 1st, Meline's body was found. As for her mother, Jennifer, she has not been arrested or charged with anything. However, a lot of people wonder whether or not she knew about the essay done on Meline by her boyfriend Stefan. Now, new documents and new footage have been released in regards to statements Jennifer made after her daughter went missing. Detectives interviewed Jennifer about the sleeping arrangements between her, Meline, and Stefan, and they basically asked her, why would you allow your teenage daughter to sleep in the same bed with this man? Jennifer basically explained to them that this wasn't really unusual, that the three of them would often sleep in the same bed together with Meline sleeping in the middle of them. She also said that it wasn't too unusual for Meline and Stefan to just sleep by themselves, that the reason she would allow that to happen is because she was really tired from work and she needed her rest, and she couldn't really sleep well with the three of them piled in a bed together, so she would often tell Meline and Stefan to sleep by themselves. That way she could sleep by herself and get some rest. Hearing this is just absolutely disturbing. I don't know in what world Jennifer thought it was okay to allow and to encourage this sleeping arrangement to happen. As I mentioned earlier, Jennifer told police that the morning Meline went missing, she heard her getting ready for school. Well, detectives believe that that's not possible, that Meline was already unalived at that point. Well, Jennifer has since then retracted that statement and said that she heard noise that morning, which she assumed was Meline getting ready for work, but she never actually physically saw her daughter that morning. Now, Meline, Jennifer, and Stefan weren't the only people aware of this really disturbing sleeping arrangement. One of Stefan's co-workers also knew about this, and there was actually a report released about her statement. She said that she actually had a conversation with Stefan about why he would allow the sleeping arrangement, and Stefan basically justified his behavior by saying that he needed to cuddle with Meline to help her fall asleep. Yeah, that was his justification. As of now, prosecutors state that this case is still open and that they are still looking for information as to what happened to Meline beforehand and what happened to her the day she was killed. As for Stefan, he is still behind bars. I believe his next appearance is scheduled to be October 21st, so I will keep you guys posted on that. My heart breaks thinking about what Meline had to endure before her death, and she just deserved so much more. She deserved to be protected by her mother, and she deserved to live a life full of happiness. It breaks my heart that Stefan just took everything away from her, and I just truly hope that she does get justice.
It's the best month of the year, aka October, and I just made a whole video about 31 Halloween-themed movies that you can watch this month. But if you want to mix it up a little bit and throw in some movies that aren't specifically Halloween-themed, here are 31 underrated movies that I simply do not think get talked about enough. And where to watch them. First up is this movie, The Vast of Night. This is an alien movie that takes place in the 50s. I don't know what else I have to say to sell you. If you're like me and you love alien movies, you need to check this one out. It's on Amazon. Godless, The Eastfield Exorcism. I think that this is one of the best exorcism movies that has come out in the last 5 years. And I didn't even know about it until I saw my friend Justin talk about it on here, and what a fucking banger. This one is on Tubi. And it's inspired by true events, which just makes it so much more uneasy. If you're a Sydney Sweeney fan, she is in a couple hidden gems that I just found out about recently just by scrolling on streaming websites. First is Knockturn. In this movie, Sydney plays this student who is going to this prestigious art school. She's there with her sister who's kind of outshining her until she finds the notebook of a classmate who passed away. By the time you get to the end, you don't know what's real, what's not, but it's shocking, and this one's on Amazon. The other one is Thevoyers, and this one a couple moves into an apartment building and they start spying on the couple across the street, and then it turns into this full-blown obsession. There are a couple of twists in this one that are absolutely insane, and you can find it on Tubi. Death of a Vlogger is another movie that I found just looking for something to watch one night, and I did not expect anything of it and ended up fucking loving it. This one's about this YouTuber that has this supernatural shit happen to him, and his video about it goes viral. But then these internet sleuths out him for the video being faked and everybody turns against him. But then weird shit actually does start happening to him. And it's just a wild ride. You can watch this one on Tubi. Hi, Whack It. This one is about this teenage girl who fucks around with the occult and finds out. And this movie is the epitome of be careful what you wish for, and it's for free right now on Sling TV. Baskin is not for your everyday casual horror watcher, but if you're looking for something a little bit more extreme, check this one out. This is a Turkish horror movie about this group of cops that gets this distress call one night and they go to answer it. And that's all I'm going to tell you. The ending of this one is absolutely fucking insane. And you can watch this one on AMC. Another one that's a little bit more disturbing, Kidnapped from 2010. This one is a Spanish horror film. This one is about a home invasion, and the ending of this movie I put on par with the ending of Eden Lake or Speak No Evil in terms of just how fucking bleak and upsetting it is. And you can watch this one right now for free on Plex. Super Dark Times is one I've talked about quite a bit because I think this movie is so great. This is one of the darkest coming-of-age movies you will ever see in your life, and you can watch it for free on Plex.
Should have brought this one up after talking about the more disturbing ones because there is a scene in this that I cannot get out of my fucking head. So this is not the Creep that we all know and love, not the found footage version. This is Creep from 2004. This one is about a woman who gets stuck underground in a subway station in London, and she soon finds out that she is not alone. And you can watch this one for free right now on Tubi. In addition to the disturbing ones, if you want some that are a little grosser, I always recommend Contracted. This one is about this woman who is S8 at a party, so I know this already isn't going to be for everybody. She then contracts this disease that is absolutely fucking vile what happens to her. And this one's free right now on Sling TV. Another one that is just really gross and bloody, Pontypool. This one is also really weird and unique because it's like a zombie movie, but it's not your typical zombie movie because the zombie virus is transmitted through the English language. It's really different and you can watch it on AMC. 13 Cameras is a movie that is going to make you question every time you stay in an Airbnb, a hotel, rent a house, literally anything for the rest of your fucking life. And the main dude in it is so fucking creepy. You can watch this one on Tubi. While we're on the topic of creepy, weird characters, The Perfect Host, David Hyde Pierce fucking kills it in this movie, and this is one of those where like the hunter becomes the hunted and the tables get turned. This one is an underrated banger and you can find it on Hulu. If you like slasher or serial killer movies, you can check out No One Lives. This is not your typical slasher or killer movie because you're like rooting for the villain, and there's more than one villain in the movie. But you can check this one out on Tubi. Another slasher one, Hes Out There. This one is about this mother and her two daughters who are in this house in the middle of the woods and they get terrorized by this masked figure and have to fight for their survival. This one gets really intense and you can watch it on Tubi. Another slasher, and what I think is probably the single most underrated 80s movie of all time, Intruder from 1989. This one is about this group of employees at a grocery store that is working overnight and they start getting offed one by one by this mysterious killer. And you can watch this one on Tubi. The Last Matinee, another slasher, and this one is like a modern day giallo. This one is about this masked killer that starts offing audience members at the last showing of a movie, and nobody even realizes what's going on. This one is a lot of fun, and it can also get really brutal, and it's for free on Tubi. Another slasher, and I might be the only person in the world who likes this movie Amusement from 2008, but you know I'm a sucker for a 2000s core movie, and that's what this is. Amusement is about this group of 3 friends who is being stalked by this masked killer who they believe to be somebody from their childhood that is coming after them for revenge purposes. I just fucking love this movie so much. I don't care. You can rent it on Amazon. Starry Eyes is a movie I've talked about a few times, especially when I'm talking about movies that I think are underrated, because I never hear anybody talk about this movie and it's so fucking good. This is a movie about the lengths that people will go to be famous. There's like a cult aspect behind it if you like that sort of thing, and this one is for free on Tubi. Another one that I bring up a lot when I talk about underrated movies, but Clive Barker's Nightbreed, people do not talk about this movie enough. This one is really good for Halloween because it doesn't take place on Halloween, but all of the monsters and like the creature design and everything I feel like is just really fun for the spooky season. There's also a serial killer in this one played by David Cronenberg. I don't know what else I need to tell you to sell it. This one is definitely more like a horror fantasy, and if you're into that, you can find it on Tubi. We need to do something. I feel like it's very difficult to make a horror movie in one location, such as a bathroom, but this movie pulls it off. This movie is about this family that has to lock themselves in their bathroom because of this impending storm that is coming, but they soon find out that there is something far more sinister outside the door. And you can watch this one on Hulu. And it's also for free on Sling TV. The Blackwell Ghost, this is one that I watched for the first time recently. If you are a found footage fan, you have to check this one out. This one is about this dude that goes to investigate the Blackwell Ghost, who is this woman who killed a bunch of kids. And he finds a lot more than he expected, and this one is on Tubi. BB, this movie just came out this past Friday, but I am going to talk about it any chance I get because it is my new favorite psychological thriller of all time. This one is about this woman that needs to confront the demons of her past and like her trauma and her grief, and her daughter is caught in the middle of it and her reality slips. You don't know what's real, what's not. It's just fucking incredible. You can rent it on Amazon or Apple TV. Mute Witness, a movie that I am personally ashamed I did not know about sooner because what a fucking banger. This one is about this woman who is mute and she witnesses a crime, and let's just say they're not going to let her get away with it easily. And you can watch this one on Shudder. The Ward, this is a movie that I honestly don't remember liking until I watched it again recently, and I was like, oh, this low-key fucking rips. This one is about this girl that is committed to this psychiatric unit, and she very quickly learns that there is like this vengeful spirit that is offing girls one by one. A lot of twists and turns in this one, and you can find it on Tubi. Splinter. This one is about this couple that gets kidnapped and taken to a nearby gas station, but then all of them get locked in that gas station as these creatures start attacking them from the outside and they have to like outsmart them. This one's really cool, especially if you like a creature feature, and you can watch it on Hulu. We go on. This one is about this guy that is trying to prove the existence of an afterlife, and he hasn't yet found proof, and he's offering a reward for it. And he has 3 people that tell him that they have proof, and they take him on this journey. And he gets way more than he bargained for, and the ending of this one will leave you absolutely fucking shook, and it's on Tubi. Room from 2019, not The Room with Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay. This is a different one. It's about this couple that moves into a new house, and they find this room in it where if they go in and wish for something, it shows up. So this is another one that's like, be careful what you wish for because it fucking spirals out of control. And by the end of it, you honestly don't even know what to believe as real or not. And this one is currently on Netflix. Also on Netflix, The Call, which is a Korean horror movie from 2020. This one is about this girl that lives in this house, and she is able to talk on the phone to the person who lived in the same house 20 years prior. But that person from 20 years prior doesn't really have the best intentions, so it gets really fucking dark. And this one's also kind of a mindfuck because there's a time loop element. And finally, I have Bed Rest, which is a Tubi original starring our queen, Melissa Barrera. This one is about this woman who is pregnant and she is put on bed rest and she starts seeing some supernatural shit around her house. Looking at this, it is absolutely terrible rating, so I might be the only one in the world that liked it. I don't know. Let me know.